Ty again, and you're watching another episode of One Take. I have my guy Derek with me. He's the owner of MMK Pies, and I'm not going to go too much into it. I'd rather him explain. Derek, if you could tell us, who you are, where you're from, and what you have going on.
Yeah, what's up, Ty? Thank you for having me on One Take Ty. Been seen a lot of interviews, low-key jealous. Like, I was wondering when you was going to call me, man. But, excuse me, yeah, my name's Derek Modro. I'm the founder and owner of MMK Pies. We sell a lot of mostly pies and some oddity desserts that was inspired by my family and my background. I'm from Wilson, North Carolina originally. That's where I learned to cook. That's where my family is from. So that's the overall gesture of my business of MMK.
Okay. All right. Well, we're just gonna go, get straight into it. Mm-hmm. So, those of you who don't know, the reason for this interview, I call it One Take for a reason. Just press record and see what happens. I just want it organic. I want it genuine. No script and no cussing sometimes, but you can bring your personality out. But so I just want to get straight to the first question.
Okay.
So what made you start your business, your brand? Like, what made you start it?
Man, honestly, it was really just why not. It really was why not. I was it started with the sweet potato pie. My mom made the sweet potato pie a lot. It was always a fan favorite at our Thanksgivings and other gatherings. And then at my previous jobs that I had, I would bring them in for potlucks and stuff like that, and everybody loved them, and everybody started requesting them. Then I learned how to bake it, and I just took it from there. Really, I just, really just started doing a little events, and took it from there, man. So I was like, why not give this a shot? I started making a little money here and there on the side. You know how it all starts, always like a side hustle. Then you start taking it seriously. So yeah, that's what really happened.
So did you make pies? Like, were you in the kitchen before you started your business a lot, or is it more so like a hobby, or you just cook for your family or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I definitely cooked before. Mostly family. My whole family cooks on both sides, man. My mother's side and my father's side. We all love to cook and enjoy each other. So like I said, I made MMK Pies. It stands for My Mother's Kitchen, and it's just really a shout out to not just only my mom, but all the women in my family that taught me how to cook. You know how it is on the holidays. You see all the women in there cooking and stuff. Mm-hmm. Me and my cousins used to go in there and sneak a little something from time to time. So that's where MMK came from. All this come from my mother's kitchen. My mother, my aunt, my grandmother's. So that's where it came from.
That's dope. Like, My Mother's Kitchen is a dope name. Like, I really do appreciate that, because now it takes me back to like when my grandmother and my mom and my sister used to be in the kitchen a lot, and just to hear you appreciate, your family and your mom, and she inspires you to take this journey is really dope.
Yeah, man, it's just always love. It's always a good time when you walk into the house and you see just love and and gatherings and stuff like that.
Oh yes, especially Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the time.
Fellowship, man. It's all fellowship.
Okay. Next question I got for you is who or what inspires you?
A lot of things, honestly. A lot of things, a lot of people. My family, my son, honestly, you, and anybody, seriously, one of the main bigger events I did was your event at first, and honestly, it helped me build confidence, and okay, I can do this, really.
Oh, yeah.
So going to Ty event was definitely motivating. He was motivating because I found out his background and his story. I'm just like, this is dope. In Raleigh, in the RTP area altogether, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, and you meet a lot of them networking, and they all inspire me. People I see on YouTube, like Kev on Stage or All Deaf Digital, all those people, they are inspiring just because they're just going out and doing what they want to do, and they have similar stories of just starting out and figuring it out, and that's really what it is, man, just trying it and figuring it out. So all different things inspire me to do it, so.
Oh yeah, because confidence is a major key in anything you do. It's hard to build confidence when you're surrounded by people who kind of tear you down, who tell you can't do it, or tell you you're not good enough, or your idea is not going to perspire or anything like that, inspire. But and I appreciate you for shouting me out, because that's my goal. Like, that's what I call my business. Together is everything, because we all have to come together and share each other's skill sets, share each other's knowledge, contacts, resources, and help each other grow.
Right.
The more we all grow, the more confidence we have. Now, when we start to venture on our own, we have the confidence, you know, to actually keep going. And you have backup. You know, you can call me, you can call your resources for anything. So
Look, let me tell everybody who's watching, I have called Ty multiple times. When I'm trying to figure out something, I'm like, I don't know who to reach out. Let me call Ty. He'll know somebody if he doesn't do it himself. So honestly, so I've always hit Ty up like, man, I know Ty knows somebody, or Ty got it himself. And he has done photo shoots for me.
Yeah.
Multiple, not just one. So, I mean, like I said, he's been a great resource, and like I said, he's definitely been one of the motivators for me.
Man, I appreciate it. That means a lot.
Yeah.
For real.
I'm not guessing you for the channel people. I promise you, this is real.
It's all good. Man, but all right, well, we go on to the next question is, what's one thing that's frustrated you in your journey as an entrepreneur?
Oh man, so many. So I'm a food entrepreneur, so there's so many guidelines you need to go by. So figuring out those guidelines, making sure, you know, when you transitioning from it being a side hustle to a real business, now you got to really start doing things legit. So finding the right kitchens to cook out of, or finding where I could get all my products in mass for a cheaper price. And even at that time, you know, sometimes you don't need to buy a mass because you don't have that much demand yet because you're just starting out. So sometimes it is better to buy smaller. So figuring out those things, figuring out the prices and the costs, it's just, it seems like, when you look at it in the grand scheme, it seems like such a tall order. Then I have to step back and just like, okay, let me just take this one piece right here first and then this next piece. But those are definitely frustrating times. Other times when I felt like it wasn't moving like I wanted to move, that was very frustrating. And I just honestly had to step back and just redo my plan. Like, you know, well, the way you were doing it weren't working, let's try something else. And honestly, this past year, before pre-COVID, honestly, the last holiday 2019 season was probably hands down my best year yet in my business because of me going back to the drawing board, redoing my plan, and executing that plan. So,
yeah, definitely. Like, I can tell. Like, how do you go about pricing and, you know, making sure you have the right temperatures or what you can and can't sell? Like, what if somebody eats one of your pies and they're allergic? Like, what's like some protocol to happen like with anything like that?
A couple of things. So as far as pricing goes, the first thing you want to do is add up your cost and what your cost is per pie. Then you also want to look at your competitors. And no, I mean, you know, somebody on your level. We're not talking about like Walmart pies, you know, because you're not going to be competitive with them. But the competitors as a local market, small business, and those things. As far as your food, you have to be really tight on your food for sure. You got to follow the guidelines. Reach out to the I can't even think of their name right now. The Food and Drug Administration.
Oh, okay.
They definitely help out. They're not here to try to get you. They're not trying to here to set you up. They really here to help you. They really are. So going out and reaching out to them and having conversations with them was definitely great and helpful. It's a lot of resources out there all over. Like I said, Ty's been a resource for me. The FDA, Wake Tech Small Business has been a resource for me. It's so many. If you just take the time and sit down and just start looking for stuff. And I mean, it's mentally tiring because sometimes you look and you don't even know what you're looking for.
Right, that's a big one.
Oh, for sure,
Some
man.
people don't know what they even look for.
I've been there, and I'm just Googling how to sell food. Like I've literally Googled that. How do you go about selling food as a business, and just starting from there, and you just figure it out. You know, I work a regular job still right now, and after I get off of work, I'll take me like an hour and a half to breathe, and then I'm like, all right, let me go dig. And you just dig and you find stuff out, you figure it out.
Okay. So what would you say separates you from your competitors, or what's your niche, or what's something that's about MMK pies that's different from, you know, anybody else?
Well, all my products come locally, mainly from my hometown of Wilson, North Carolina. My aunt, you can look at my website, you see, well, I don't know if I got those pictures on my website no more, but on my IG page, it's definitely up there. My aunt has really went out there and picked out the sweet potatoes herself, and would bring me a bucket of sweet potatoes. Like, you know, the pecans are from Wilson, North Carolina. My pastor of the church, he has a pecan tree in his yard in Wendell, North Carolina.
Oh, dang.
And yeah, which saves me money. But, you know, so we get pecans from there that makes something I call chew bread. Yeah, that's what made, the chew bread. Like everything is local. Everything I get is local as far as the product. So that's definitely a big differentiator. My sweet potato pie is not your typical sweet potato pie. A lot of people always say it's different. They can't really figure it out. So that's when I tell people sweet potato pie, I'm like, it's not your typical type of sweet potato pie. So people are always interested with that, except for 60-year-old grandmas. They ain't trying to hear nothing. They be like,
chew bread. Like I had your chew bread, and that's amazing. Like I know you don't want to tell everybody your secrets and ingredients, but can you touch on that? Like what's chew bread for the people who may not know what that is?
Yeah, man. So the origin story of it, that's why I call MMK pie my mother's kitchen. That's not even my recipe. That's my great aunt's recipe. This is my grandmother's sister. She still, she makes it all the time for every holiday. People love it. It's essentially, think of like a pecan pie but in a brownie form. It's really gooey. It's delicious, soft. It has pecans in it, man. People love it, man. It's easily my #1 seller.
A pecan pie, but like a brownie.
And a brownie, yep.
That's crazy. I gotta get whoever, if you're watching, if you want some, we'll try it. That chew bread is definitely amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely #1 seller every time, man. Every time.
All right. One last question we can do. We can say, what makes you most happy in your journey as an entrepreneur?
Couple of things. Networking is always good, man. When you networking and you meeting other people that's in the trenches too and trying to make it, and you see those people, man, it's always a good thing. And then y'all share resources or thoughts and practices and things that came in your way. That's always a really good thing. I love and I really do enjoy that, going out and networking with people. And then also really just when you hit certain milestones, man, it really do hit. It really does, man. When I hit milestones in 2019 that were great. And then unexpectedly I got another milestone by getting my first store, which was a goal of mine to do and continue to grow that. Unfortunately, COVID happened, so a lot of that slowed down. But all it does is make you replan. It's no biggie. But I was definitely proud when I got my first store to sell my products. And like I said, I had the best year as far as sales during the holiday season. This past holiday season, which was great. So that was a big milestone. And it was all because I made a plan and I executed it. It really was out there, figuring out stuff. And not giving up. It really is, people. It's about being consistent, man. Being consistent, you're gonna mess up. It's not gonna. It's bound to happen. You're not gonna go out and execute all the time. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna lose some money. You're gonna gain some money. You're gonna find out how to do things. And it's a tough journey, but it's enjoyable. It really is.
I remember my first couple of PayPal invoices. You kind of create your brand. And it just like how you were saying earlier, it may not go as how you want it, and sales is coming in, you're trying to think like, dang, am I doing it right or whatever. But when you start to see somebody's actually trusting in your service or your product,
right,
and you get that invoice of you got X amount of dollars paid to your account, that's a great feeling to know you went through the whole process from something in your mind to creating it to putting it out there to the world, and then somebody's actually trying it.
Is it what I'm telling you, man? When I got my first corporations wanting to order my pies or chew bread for their events, they was like, oh yeah, just invoices.
Yeah, just invoices.
And I'm thinking I'm like, man, this is a lot of money they about to pay. I'm sending it to them, and they're like, okay. And I'm like, what? That's best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world. It becomes so addictive out of that. Okay.
It's definitely addictive because now it's like, I could do more. I could get more, or I need to get in front of more people and more businesses. So yeah.
Right. Look, everybody. We here for the money. Y'all there for the money too. We all doing something. At the end of the day, it's a passion, but you want that money, and that money is so motivating and encouraging. It's like, okay, I'm doing something right. So
I definitely know you're doing something right. Especially and if it's a repeat customer, somebody who's buying or getting your services again, I definitely like that as well.
Yeah, especially like I said, I did a lot of festivals this past year, and I built a lot of a clientele base just doing festivals, which I greatly appreciate all those people. And they reached out, went through my website, or reached out to IG, or just hit me up my cell phone number. And you know, I'm willing to drive anywhere to deliver something, and they were all with it. You know, you meet people on IG that want to promote your product just out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
It was great, you know. So it really is. When you start moving, stuff will happen, man. Just stuff will start coming. Just move. If you just move and you start doing stuff will pop up. I promise you.
And be consistent.
Yep.
And don't give up, and don't be afraid to ask for help as well. I used to be afraid to ask for help. I didn't know how to ask for help at some point.
Yeah.
And that's something I had to learn in my journey, you know, how to ask for help and, you know, going to the correct person for what you need. Because sometimes you can ask somebody something that they may not be the best person for it. You have to, you know, try your hand.
Yeah, learn to say no. Like sometimes, like just a personal obstacle of mine was, you know, I have a lot of friends and family that they're not entrepreneurs, which is fine. That's not their goal or what they want to do with their passion. But you know, when you trying to do something, you know, they want to hang out or chill, and you just got to cut that out a lot of times. And that was a big thing for me. Like, you know, people want to be like, hey, let's go out here. I'm like, hey man, I can't.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't. I got to do this. I got to bake this. I got to try to make this plan and execute it. Because the more you put it on pause, the more you put your career on pause or your goals on pause.
And not too many people understand that. Like some people take it personally, or some people take it the wrong way, and it's like, dang, you don't want to chill or hang out, or it's like, no, you have a goal you're trying to meet.
Right.
And you got to get around more people who goal oriented so you can actually achieve it. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And that's why I end up at Together Is Everything. Honestly, I really did. I got around people that had the same, you know, thought process of what I was trying to do. And when you get around those people, you feel like, okay, I'm not alone. A lot of people, a lot of other people doing this too, and in them trenches.
Exactly. All right. So one last question, or maybe two more. So what would you tell your younger self with the information that you know today? Like, what would you go back and tell like your 16, 18-year-old self right now?
Man, let your fears go and catch a blessing. For real, man. That's the biggest thing. Like, you think you're supposed to do certain things because that's how it's supposed to go in order, and it's just like, that's not it.
Like that. Yeah,
it ain't like that. It ain't like that. And it's just, I wish I was brave enough as a teenager to do what I thought in my mind to do a lot of the time. And, you know, and it's okay, everything happens in the right time, but, you know, I look at some, you know, young kids that are doing what they're doing, I'm like, man, they early. They're ahead, and they're just, I'm proud of them that they had that courage to do it. And it's just like, you know, just go and do it, man. If you feel, first of all, if you have the work ethic, if you got the work ethic, you already been passionate about it, do it. Just go ahead and do it. Just stick to it, especially at that age. You got an empty canvas for sure at that time. And you got an empty canvas anytime if you really want to do it. I'm not saying if you in your mid-20s, 30s, whatever, you can't do it. But if you feel in your heart of heart this is what you want to do and you actually been doing it, go do it, man. Don't let the fears or concerns or social outlook just stop you from doing it.
Exactly, because I know a lot of people who don't even try because of the fear of other people's projections.
Right.
And the fear of other people's judgment. Some people may judge you for trying to do something, and I know a lot of people that's scared to start because they fear being at the bottom. You know, when you're at the bottom trying to figure it out and you're not making any money, it's a lonely path, and mentally and spiritually, because it takes some bravery to actually keep moving forward even though you're getting put down or it's not going the way you want. And that's why only 1% of the world are millionaires, because a lot of them just kept going, even though they got it wrong. Every time they got it wrong, they kept going and tried to figure out one day. It could be 5 years from now, 6 years. One day it's going to turn around for you.
It's going to hit. That's the thing. I remember, you know, I'm baked, so it's a lot of bakers. It's a lot of bakers. And at times I'm like, shoot, there's a lot of people who bake. And then I realize we all do different things. You know, we might have different products, but we all do it different ways. They got their client base, I got my client base. It's enough for everybody. There's a lot of people in this world. A lot of people. So, it's, you know, do what you want to do it how you want to do it, and you attract the people that want to be your customers.
Exactly. So. Okay. Well, one last question. So in one word, you're going to choose one word.
Oh man. Okay.
How would you describe who you are as a person, as an individual today? If you could choose one word, what would you choose?
I should have read a dictionary today. No, one word to describe me. personable.
Personable?
Yeah.
What made you choose that word?
I meet a lot of people that will always remember me because I do something to make them remember me, honestly. It's not even about what I said or what I did. It's usually about how I make them feel. And that's usually what how you stick to people's mind. It's not what you said or what you did, it's about how you make them feel. And if you give off a really positive or happy energy to them, they remember you. People will bump into a family member of mine and be like, oh yeah, I met him at this festival or that festival. He's a great guy, you know, I'm definitely ordering some pies. And it's just, you know, just be who you are, man. I just like to be, I'm a jokester. I chill. I can, you know, I wear a lot of many faces, but they're all me. So, so yeah, man, just personable is definitely the one I would go with.
That's a unique word, you know, being personal, because that does go a long way.
Yeah, for sure.
People will contact you. People will look out for you. They can have a plan over here, and you get a phone call because they know you're a good person at heart.
Yeah.
And that can get you in a lot of doors. Just being a good person, just being that help, just being, you know, that positive energy. That's just you surrounding yourself around. So I definitely agree.
Speaking about that, I had an event. Well, my sister sent me this event that was going on in Durham, and she was like, "Hey, they might be looking for vendors." And I was like, "Shoot, let me just reach out to them." They weren't looking for vendors, but they let me vend.
Oh wow!
And didn't even charge me a fee to vend.
Dang, that's love.
You know, right. And then, you know, they had another event come up. They reached out to me like, "Hey, we want you to come back. Everybody loved you. We enjoyed you here." And it's all about being personable, reaching out. Don't be scared to reach out to nobody, man.
Right.
Half the business I get is just simply by reaching out. Just let me talk to you for a little bit. You know?
Worst thing they can say is no.
Yeah, the worst they can say is no. You know, make sure you got, and honestly, I got this one for Ty too. Make sure when you go present or talk to somebody, you got everything right here. That you need to talk about everything you want to present. But go talk and be personable.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that concludes, you know, our time on this episode of One Take. We're gonna do plenty more. If you wanna be on the show, feel free to shoot me an email, tie at togetherseverything.net. My Instagram is togetherseverything. This also will be posted on YouTube, so any of you all who are on YouTube is under Together's Everything. You'll see this episode as well. Did you have any last words or anything like that?
Yeah, go check me out on MMK Pie on Instagram or mmkpie.com. You can reach out to me either of those places for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, until next time, you know, I'm Ty, Derek. Together is everything. MMK Pies, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.